Hi my reading friends, this is Sarah. Today I'm going to read the story The Kitten Who Thought He Was a Mouse. The Kitten Who Thought He Was a Mouse was written by Miriam Norton. A little kitten has been brought up as a mouse. Read along with me to learn about his adventures. So you can see the mouse mama is pushing around and in the pram there is a little kitten. There are 5 Migses, mother and father Migs, and Lester and 2 sisters. That's the 2 sisters sitting, that's the brother. They had, as field mice do, an outdoor nest for summer in an empty lot and an indoor nest for winter in a nearby house. So that's their outdoor house. They were very surprised one summer day to find a strange bundle in their nest. A small grey and black bundle of fur and ears and legs with eyes not yet open. They knew by its mewing that the bundle must be a kitten. A lost kitten with no family and no name. Poor kitty, said the sisters. Let him stay with us, said Lester. But a cat, said Mother Mix. Why not, said Father Mix. They're all looking at the little kitten. We can bring him up to be a good mouse. He need never find out he's really a cat. You'll see he'll be a good thing for this family. Let's call him Mickey, said Lester. And that's how Mickey Miggs found his new family and a name. After his eyes opened, he began to grow up just as mice do, eating all kinds of seeds and bugs and drinking from puddles and sleeping in a cozy pile of brother and sister mice. So that's little Mickey sleeping. Father Mix showed him his first tomcat at a safe distance and warned him to keep away from all cats and dogs and people. Mickey saw his first mousetrap, the most dangerous thing of all, said Mother Mix, when they moved to the indoor nest that fell. Mickey became useful in fooling the household cat Hazel. He would hide in a dark corner and then mew mew he'd cry. Hazel would poke around leaving the pantry shelves unguarded while she looked for the other cat. That gave Lester and his sisters a chance to make a raid on the leftovers. Poor Hazel, she knew she heard, even smelled another cat and sometimes saw a cat's eyes shining in a corner. But no cat ever came out to meet her. How could she know that Mickey didn't know he was a cat at all and that he feared Hazel as much as the mousiest mouse would? And so Mickey Miggs grew, becoming a better mouse all the time and enjoying his life. He loved cheese, bacon and cake crumbs. He got especially good at smelling out potato skins and led the sisters and Lester straight to them every time. A wholesome and uncat-like food, said Mother Miggs to Father Miggs approvingly. Mickey is doing well, and Father Miggs said to Mother Miggs, I told you so. Then one day, coming from a nap in the wastepaper basket, Mickey met the children of the house. Peggy and Paul. Eek, Mickey squeaked in terror. He dashed along the walls of the room looking for his mouse hole. It's a kitten, cried Peggy as Mickey squeezed through the hole. But it acts like a mouse, said Paul. The children could not understand why the kitten had been so mouse-like, but they decided to try to make friends with him. That night, as Mickey came out of his hole, he nearly tripped over something lying right there in front of him. He sniffed at it. It was a dish, and in the dish was something to drink. So look at Mickey, he's looking into the dish. "What is it?" asked Mickey. Lester didn't know but timidly tried a little. "No good," he said, shaking his whiskers. Mickey tried it, tried some more, then some more, and some more, and more, and more, until it was all gone. He said, "What wonderful stuff." "It's probably poison and you'll get sick," said Lester disgustedly. But it wasn't poison. And Mickey had a lovely feeling in his stomach from drinking it. It was milk, of course, and every night that week, Mickey found a saucer of milk outside that same hole. He lapped up every drop. He drank it, cried Peggy and Paul happily each morning. They began to set out a saucer full in the daytime too. At first, Mickey would drink the milk only when he was sure Peggy and Paul were nowhere around. Soon he grew bolder and began to trust them in the room with him. And soon he began to let them come nearer and nearer still. Then one day he found himself scooped up and held in Peggy's arms. He didn't feel scared. He felt fine, and he felt a queer noise rumble up his back and all through him. It was Mickey's first purr. Peggy and Paul took Mickey to a shiny glass on the wall and held him close in front of it. Mickey, who had never seen a mirror, saw a cat staring at him there. A cat in Paul's arms where he thought he was. He began to cry, and his cry, instead of being a squeak, was a mewing wail. Finally, Mickey began to understand that he was not a mouse like Lester and his sisters, but a cat like Hazel. He stayed with Peggy and Paul that night, trying not to be afraid of his own cat self. He still didn't quite believe it all, however, and next morning he crept back through his old hole straight to Mother Miggs. "Am I really a cat?" he cried. "Yes," said Mother Miggs sadly, and she told him the whole story of how he was adopted and brought up as a mouse. "We loved you and wanted you to love us," she explained. "It was the only safe and fair way to bring you up." After talking with Mother Miggs, Mickey decided to be a cat in all ways. He now lives with Peggy and Paul, who also love him and who can give him lots of good milk and who aren't afraid of his purr or his meow. Mickey can't really forget his upbringing, however. He takes an old rubber mouse of Peggy's to bed with him. He often visits the Miggses in their indoor nest, where he nibbles cheese tidbits and squeaks about old times. And of course he sees to it that Hazel no longer prowls in the pantry at night. "Oh, I'm so fat and stuffed from eating so much in Hazel's pantry," Mother Miggs often says happily to Mother Miggs. "I've always said our Mickey would be a good thing for the family, and he is." Thank you.